Hello, welcome again, once again to Fan Formula. This week, Awesome Austin, which exactly what it was, another brilliant race yet again, and I'll try and be quick as I can because my voice is on the verge of just disappearing completely, so I'll crack straight on with it this week. Question 1, which sector of the circuit was your favourite to watch and why? How can you choose the best sector? What is a perfect track for every single different car? Every single different corner has its own characteristics, its own style. There's different ways to go in each corner. There's so many overtaking points as well. I mean, I counted 5 in the race where cars could actually overtake. Choosing one sector out of them 3 is really hard. You have to look at the whole track as a whole, and I believe that old Telke's actually designed what is a pretty much perfect track, I suppose. I mean, different corners to different cars. Of course, the first sector Hamilton was absolutely amazing in. The third sector Vettel come through. Massa, of course, was really quick in the second sector, and so that was really an interesting track all the way around. I choose one sector. I mean, sector 1's pretty fantastic with the S's, and of course the amazing first corner. And probably Selton was just about stole the show a little bit more than the rest of them, but I really don't think you could pick out one sector, because every single sector and every single corner in this track was absolutely amazing. So yeah, I think the whole circuit was a brilliant one, to be honest. It's well designed and it works basically for Formula 1. I know a few of them haven't that is designed, it's just been a bit of possession. But this one has actually been brilliant, so the whole circuit is mine. You can't really signal out one part. Whose performance did you most enjoy watching? Well, Hamilton had a great race. He deserved the win today. He really pushed Vettel the whole way. Vettel never had a moment's peace for the race, and even though he was keeping him off quite well, the back markers definitely helped Hamilton with the overtake at the end. But the way he was driving, just thought he was going to definitely take that point at some point in the race, because he was just driving magnificently. So he definitely deserved the win. Other drivers did well. I mean, Alonso, of course, coming through the field after what was an absolutely terrible car in qualifying to finish third. That was an amazing bit of racing. To go with the whole moving down the grid thing for Massa, the broken seal on the gearbox, to begin with, I thought, well, is there really much point doing that, because we don't know what's going to happen in the race anyway. It would be better for Massa just go and actually challenge for the win. But in the end, it's probably obviously worked out, because Alonso's still in the title hunt going into the last race. And of course, at Brazil, anything can happen. The weather so far is unpredictable. What's going to happen next week? So it's probably that's worked out perfect for Ferrari. It's not against the rules. They've used the rules to their advantage, which every team has. The top teams have throughout the season in various ways or another. So a fair play to Ferrari for seeing that loophole, and they've really made it work for them. Other drivers that did well today, of course, Massa as well. After that, moving back down the grid, he drove a brilliant race today. Some great driving. I think he even ended up with the fastest lap as well, which shows how well he's been going the last few races. He's been really on form, and he's well deserves his seat for next year, I think, because he's actually outperformed Alonso today, even if he didn't finish above him. That's maybe due to the penalty on the grid, but if he would have qualified in his original position, he could have even been challenging for a win today, because that's how well I thought he drove. But my personal driver of the day has to be, for pure excitement and watching drive, Jenson Button drove an absolutely brilliant race. To go back after the first lap being 17th on tyres that weren't working, you got the tyres working, you come through the pack with some absolutely amazing overtakes. Ones on Grosjean and Schumacher definitely stand out. He was definitely the most exciting racer to watch. The moves, that move on the inside of Grosjean into a little hairpin in the end of the second, beginning of the third sector was a daring move, but I just caught Grosjean sleeping. He was like going around the corner, and all of a sudden Button's there and he's through. And the move, of course, on Schumacher, who I'm going to mini round to Mercedes. I know Nikita will be in there first, I suppose, but they've been absolutely terrible the last end of the season, and if they do not improve next year, then Hamilton will not be a very happy bunny, and he'll be wanting to get out of that car pretty soon, because they need a big improvement for next year. They've been absolutely terrible the last few races, and even with Schumacher, even have to make two pit stops because of the tyres, which even I don't think even the Canes had to do that, and that shows how far backwards they've gone around the grid from that brilliant win they had in the beginning of the season with Rosberg. Yeah, so Button's definitely the most exciting driver to watch, but there's some other great drivers out there. So question 3, Alonso and Vettel still battling for the World Drivers' title going into the last race in Brazil. Who deserves it? Well, Vettel has been brilliant this year. He's really pushed every single race. He's gone for the win. He's drove brilliantly. He's dominated certain races, and when he's on form, there is no one in Formula 1 can catch him, because he's probably the best driver on the grid in the best car. But that said, what Alonso has done with an absolutely terrible throw at the beginning of the season is miraculous, really, that he's even still in the fight at this stage. Some of his results throughout the season have been amazing. Even this one this weekend, where the Ferrari on over the weekends looked really poor, to go on the podium was absolutely amazing from him. And so I would not begrudge him winning in Brazil at all to win the title, because I think he probably just about pips Vettel to it. Definitely these two drivers have been the best two over the course of the season. The points table doesn't lie. With Hamilton and Kimi, you know, Hamilton could have been up there if it weren't for failings at McLaren and reliability issues, but that's a problem for them to sort out next year. But as with this title race, I think you have to say it's got to be a tight one, and whoever wins it definitely deserves it. But I'll just edge. I think Alonso should probably be pushing the best this year, and I think he should probably deserves it. So the bonus question: what is your overall opinion on the circuit of the Americas? Has your opinion changed from initial thought to the Grand Prix? Well, no, because as I said in the last Fan Formula, I knew this was going to be an absolutely awesome race. And the crowds definitely come out, help with people coming over the border from Mexico and from South America, from Venezuela and Colombia and Brazil. And the crowds are huge. Very friendly atmosphere, is what I could tell. The circuit, of course, didn't disappoint whatsoever. And it's definitely one that I'd love to visit, definitely, because being about that part of the world, one of the friendliest places by the looks of it, and amazing food, and that amazing track, which anywhere where you sit, you can see a lot of the circuit, and you're pretty much guaranteed action wherever you sit, so it would be definitely one to visit in the future. And so, yeah, it's a brilliant track. And if I have one tiny complaint, it's probably some of the camera work wasn't up to scratch, especially earlier in the race, where you had cars side by side and I was cut into other cars, but happens quite a lot in Grand Prix. And one thing I do have to say, the helicopter piloting that helicopter, you know, that camera, that was some brilliant flying. Some of the shots you got from the helicopter were amazing. I'd love that job. But alas, I do not know how to fly the helicopter, so that kind of puts that to the sword. Yeah, all in all, that was a brilliant week. Again, second one in a row, brilliant race weekend, and much expect more from Brazil as well. So it really goes down to the wire, doesn't it? It's going to be an exciting week either way what happens. I hope to be watching with a lot of you guys at JBass. I have half got the uniform ready. I just need to find a pink shirt and I'm all ready. But before then, I'm off to a Feeder concert on Wednesday, which is going to be absolutely awesome. I know Mark Webber is an absolutely huge Feeder fan, so after your disappointment the weekend, if you want to come out with me, have a few beers and watch him, it's on the we're in the middle of America and Brazil, so you just fly by and you'll be fine. Come and watch, have a few beers. Yeah, it's going to be a great weekend next weekend, so I'm really looking forward to it. But America, you have been an absolutely amazing place. Definitely a race to look forward to in every calendar, and I think the USA found its home for Formula 1 because that is one hell of a circuit. It's thrown one hell of a race, helped by certain things such as tyres and the slipperiness of the track. But I even think on the with a better tyres and a better when the surface is rubbered in, that will still be an amazing circuit. And that's exactly what I said when I first saw the track. So yeah, it's been an absolutely great weekend of Formula 1 action. It's probably the first weekend where I've watched that entire weekend from free practice 1 all the way through to the end of the race. Thanks for it being late at times to be able to watch it after work, but it's been absolutely amazing, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. So, on to the World Championship next weekend in Brazil, where it's going to be one of the tightest battles. Could come down to 1 point, or Vettel could walk it, we don't know, but it's very exciting, isn't it? So, an amazing 10 minutes dead right on when I said that as well. This is probably the shortest fan formula you'll ever have ever again from me, because my throat is literally about to just drop off the face of the earth. So thanks for watching, and USA, you've been brilliant. Fan formula, keep going strength to strength, and one more race to go. So let's see you next week. Ta-ra.